Ladies and gentlemen, the cast of Spotlight.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Hi, H. Allen Scott with Fusion. You all look great. Mike, you had mentioned, Mr. Ruffalo, in your speech, Flint, Michigan. I was wondering, if you could elaborate more on what do you think films like Spotlight, which I can't get out of my head, can do for citizens in Flint, Michigan, and just people in general to inspire them, Mr. Ruffalo and Mr. Keaton as well. Or was it Mr. Keaton or Mr. Ruffalo? I forget which one mentioned Flint. Oh, yes.
So here's the situation. I don't think Flint, Michigan, I'm not sure about this actually, but I'm pretty sure Flint, Michigan doesn't have, in their local paper, doesn't have an investigative team in the local paper, and I stand corrected if somebody can prove me wrong, but that's what's going on in journalism right now, that newspapers across the world are losing money, and they don't have the money to have an investigative team or journalists, and they're cutting out a few other things. Had there been one, I would argue, and I think it's a strong argument, that they may have been ahead of the Flint, Michigan situation. But there's, I mean, we could talk on and on and on. You know, it always happens in poor neighborhoods, which are generally, black or Hispanic or people of color. And as long as there's no one to represent, not just those, but the disenfranchised everywhere, or people who are fighting against unfair things. I don't want to just point the finger at giant, big corporations. That's not necessarily what I mean. Anyone. And so I mention it because there are a zillion Flint, Michigans out there. Well, maybe not a zillion, but there are a lot of them. And had there been a spotlight put on that, I would argue that maybe they would have been a little bit ahead of the situation.
Hello. Here. I'm here in the back. And maybe Mark wants to answer. I'm from Latin America, and of course in the movie you mentioned all the countries in Latin America that has been affected by this problem. And but there's still a lot of priests there. They're working, doing the same thing. There's a lot of priests that now are being promoted. I mean, it seems that things are not changing really the way they should be. So what should happen, in your opinion, in order to make a difference in this situation?
Well, some stuff has been done, but there's a lot more that can happen. Transparency is what SNAP and a lot of the survivors groups are asking for. Many of the archdioceses that have had molestations happening in them still haven't released the names of the priests who were known to be child molesters and rapists. And until that happens, like what Boston did recently, Seattle just released 77 names of priests starting from 1926 of documented child molesters. That's one of the major things that they're asking for. It'd be nice to see Cardinal Law actually in a prison cell instead of a palace in the Vatican. I think ultimately what these people want is their stories to be able to be told in the broad light of day, the bright, beautiful light of day. And how you do that is creating, I think, transparency. And the church is not known for being transparent. So that's a good place to start.
Hi. Hello. Art here from New York Amsterdam News. Congratulations for this wonderful movie.